Hello, I am Raj Vedam. I work as an electrical engineer in USA. I am based in Houston in Texas, and I work in the oil and gas industry now. And for many years, I've been interested in the roots of our modern sciences, mathematics, technology, and so on. Most of the Western narrations we know, they do not think India as a source for much knowledge system. India is a footnote in their narrations on in the history of science and technology. So they see Greece as a source of many of these things. And I, as a technologist, wanted to see where is the source of knowledge systems. And my study over the years has led me to come up with a narrative and a thesis that is much against a conventional narrative. So my analysis shows an ancient Indian civilization, contrary to what comes from linguistic assertions, that made contributions in many, many fields of sciences. So this is what I do. I go around giving talks in various places, including now been giving a short-term course at Hindu University of America, and invited now by Rishihood University to offer this course over here. So my experience has been very positive. This is the first time I've offered a 5-day intensive course on our learnings. So we had about a 35-hour instruction on the deep history of the Indian civilization, as well as the knowledge systems of ancient Indians. And I found that the students were very engaged, the PG students who had come to my course, very engaged in the topic, very curious to learn about what our civilization is all about, and asking questions and interacting and so on. So it was a real pleasure to see that students are interested, engaging, learning, and trying to take away lessons out of this. And the faculty too, so had a very interesting interaction with several faculty members over here on the economy, on the history, and so on, and with the students and faculty having out-of-class discussions too. I think one of the good things in Rishihood University is that the faculty and students are interacting in close proximity. I noticed that they stay in a similar hostel building. I saw that many of the faculty stay there. I too stay in a guest room over there, and we meet in the dining hall. We go for walks together, and this kind of interaction fosters a lot of learning and a respect for the scholars, respect for students, their livelihood and things that they do. I think it was a very positive interaction. So we can also ask a question about does the Indian education system need a change based on where we are? Absolutely, absolutely. In my course over here, I have shown that there are 5 frameworks that have controlled the narration of Indian history, and by extension, the identity of people in the present. The colonial, the missionary, the Eurocentric, the socialist academia, the Marxist. So their ideologies have been mixed with the history of India, leading to a subversion of identity of people in the present. So if we understand this, we understand that most of the narrations we see in NCERT or the media or even government policies for that matter are based on the conflict model that the socialists and Marxists are putting out there, which was espoused earlier by the missionaries, the colonial people, and so on. That is used today to describe all of Indian social dynamics, which is a total aberration of what the civilization stands for, right? We are a civilization that sought the nature of reality. What is the truth out there? We have been seekers of truth. We have been seeing the oneness of cosmos and all creation. A civilization like this is not a civilization that goes about with oppressing people and so on and so forth. So we have been force-fed into a narrative which these 5 inimical forces want. So towards that, you asked, do we have to change the Indian education system? Absolutely, yes. We need to have an evidence-based narrative of the Indian civilization and try to see where the true narratives lie. So towards that, does Rishihood University have a role in this? Yes, Rishihood University most definitely has a role, especially because it has got the name Rishi in its title itself. So because of that, I think it has got to endeavor to be a place where scholarship can be fostered, where people can try to aspire for the knowledge systems that this civilization has had over many, many years. And my hope is that it'll be a place where scholars will be welcomed. All universities should be places where one can study everything. There should not be a discrimination that we'll only study this kind of thing, we will not study that kind of thing. Universities are the places where ideas can be examined. Ideas should be examined, there should be conversations, there should be challenges of idea, there should be people who can appreciate an idea, and so on and so forth. So Rishihood University, I hope, will continue to foster this kind of an education, this kind of interaction with scholars, and continue to be a forum where deep scholarship can be generated over here. So what about the students who are studying at Rishihood University? Yeah, they have a great role. These are the future leaders of India. And as future leaders, there's a great responsibility on the students. So what are they learning here? What are they taking away? What is their vision for the future? That is very, very important. So one hopes that through, for example, the course that I just did, students are able to say, question everything. If you don't question things, then you're going to believe whatever nonsense people out there are saying with their ideologies on you, and you have a skewed understanding of the nature of reality. This civilization with the rishis, they always questioned. Questioning was the way in which you could aspire to understand the true nature of phenomena or anything that's put on you. So students need to question everything, need to understand with their logic, rationality, evidence-based narrations, and try to understand the nature of reality. With that, we can claim that we understand better than the ideologies being put on us, and perhaps go to building a stronger Bharat and a stronger future. So this civilization, this batch of students and the future batches especially has got a great responsibility. Not only is India projected to grow at a very rapid pace of almost 8% or 10% in the next 10 years, in addition to that, we are facing serious challenges like climate change and other such things with unbridled capitalism over there. What will India's growth mean? Is India's growth going to contribute tremendously to climate change? In which case, what kind of a world are we building for our children, for the future, and so on and so forth? So students from Rishihood University and other places need to consider these things seriously. What is our role? How do we have sustainable growth? How do we use dharmic principles of the dharmic civilization? How do we live dharmically? How do we use, for example, the notion that our karmic footprint is related to our carbon footprint? Do we understand this? Do we articulate this? Do we live this in our daily lives? So students have got a great role, and I hope that they will internalize these values and figure out when they are part of India's success story and growth story in the near future, they'll also be conscious of the huge number of problems we have in livability, sustainability, internalize the answers that our rishis have shown us, and try to live dharmically.